Good evening, and thank you all for joining us this evening to celebrate our 2025 Distinguished Alumni, Teacher Grant, and Scholarship recipients. This night represents the very essence of who we are and our existence, and it's our 40th year to have an awards ceremony. The Cuyahoga Falls Schools Foundation and Alumni Association was started in 1985, and it was first proposed in '83 by Dr. Harold Wilson, superintendent of the Cuyahoga Falls Schools, John Steinauer, assistant superintendent. Some of you remember these names, don't you? You're shaking your head. And some of you are like, what? That was another century ago, which is really cool, the diversity we have here tonight. John David Jones and Gary Marshall also. The theme I'd like to share with you this evening in my message is, what is our why? Our why, the motivation and drive behind what we do, is included in 3 areas. One is to promote the continuing education of our students through scholarships and through teacher grants, and the Top Tiger program that we support. We want to enhance student learning in the classroom through the teacher grants, and thirdly, we want to serve as a vehicle for alumni connections through communications, research, our website, and class reunions. And we develop websites and partner with classes to do so. We wouldn't be here tonight without 3 special groups, and that's our very dedicated Board of Trustees, our generous donors, our distinguished alumni, and our Cuyahoga Falls Schools Foundation and Alumni Association members. Our board members are made up of alumni, and there's a lot of alumni here tonight. Parents and community members volunteer countless hours during the year. This group of Board of Trustees is responsible for this evening, and they've worked so hard. And I'd like to ask those board members to stand, if they would please, that are here tonight. Board members, please give them a round of applause. And please note in the first page of your program their names. I would like one person who didn't stand because she went off the board in December, and that's Beth McNicholas. Beth, would you please stand? She's no longer on the board, but she has said she's going to continue to volunteer on our committees, and she is our immediate past president and served for 8 years. Beth, I want to thank you for your professionalism, your kindness, your thoughtfulness, and everything that you've done for us. It's immensely appreciated, so here's my applause too. And I'd also like to thank our communications and technology leader, Barbara Trust, who responds to your emails and phone calls, and some of you may have gotten messages from her. Barb, where are you? There she is. Stand up, please. She's been with us for a year. Thank you, Barbara. And now I'd like to ask our scholarship donors, and most of them are seated over here, but if you're out in the audience somewhere else, to stand. And anyone from classes that have had scholarships to please stand as well as the donors. So if you all would stand, if you donated for a scholarship tonight. As you look through your program and you see the names of the scholarships, you'll see businesses, former graduates, family members of graduates, teachers, and friends who support our mission. And examples of those who's already stood up tonight are the Cuyahoga Falls Lions Club. Bob Weinart is representing them. Bob, thank you. And the Basketball Training Center, David and Chuck Lane. I don't think they made it here this evening, but we thank them. Tom Waltemeyer, also a distinguished alumni, class of '67 grad, established scholarships in memory of his wife, Shirley Waltemeyer. Thank you, Tom. And Steve Anderson, the Roberts Middle School Alumni Association. Steve, thank you. There you are. Thank you. He's from the class of 1971, and the class of 1971, after their reunion, also decided to give us a teacher grant that will be awarded this evening. So Steve, on behalf of yourself, who gives scholarship once a year, and on behalf of your class after their last reunion, you'll be represented well, and thank you. Myron Gray, are you here this evening? Yes, there he is. Myron, and we thank you for being another example of classes who give in honor of classmates, and he's from the class of 1962. And Bill Giddings. Bill comes from Missouri each year to join us. He's also on the Historical Society board, but he gives 2 scholarships that will be given this evening, and he really appreciate you as well, Bill. Thank you. There's some new scholarships this evening. One is from the Cuyahoga Falls Riverfront Y, and representing them is Don White. Don, are you here? Thank you, Don. And Karen Schofield, who's on our board. Thank you, Karen, for helping make that happen. Keys to Serenity, the Zach Smith Memorial Scholarship is new, and here this evening representing them are Jason Moore, Nikki Alden, who's also on our board, and Brenda Ryan. You guys wave your hands or stand up, thank you. And the Cuyahoga Falls Historical Society are giving grants and scholarships this year. And I don't know if Janet Harrington and Marge Walker are with us. If you are, raise your hand, and we thank you for making that happen. Nice scholarships this year, and Bill Giddings, who helped make that happen. And we're also grateful to Dr. Sandra Fischel. She was a Falls High grad and a teacher and an owner of a medical laboratory in Cuyahoga Falls. She bequeathed us a substantial amount of money a few years ago, and that will provide scholarships and teacher grants for many years to come. And next, I'd like to recognize the distinguished alumni who were honored in previous years who are here, and if I leave one out, let me know. But Steve Anderson, I mentioned, was a distinguished alum. Tom Waltemeyer, and Steve taught at Roberts also, social studies, correct? And so we appreciate you being here. And Jim Snyder from the class of '63 is also here to support his fellow classmate who's being awarded a distinguished alum tonight. Also tonight, I'd like to give a special greeting to Roger Ryan. Roger's from the class of 1952 and a 1991 distinguished alum. Roger distinguished himself as an architect and was the recipient of the highest award in leadership for his professional organization. And he's here with his wife Trina and other friends that are here with him. Nancy French from his class in 1952. Stand up. Thank you for being here. And now I'd like for all Cuyahoga Falls Schools Foundation and Alumni Association members, if you're a member, please stand, and we'd like to thank you. We couldn't do what we do tonight without you and the donors, so please stand if you're a member. And when I saw Pam Ward from the class of 1970 tonight, when I came in, and she said, her daughter is receiving a scholarship, or her granddaughter, you'll probably ask all alumni to stand, so I have to do that, because Pam and I were in Rainbow Girls together, so you have to do that in honor of Pam. All alumni, please stand. Again, I just want to say, shout out, donors and members, it's because of your donations that we are able to have this evening, the scholarships and the teacher grants. It's because of you who donate or become a member that we're able to do this. And I also want to say we are very grateful to the Riverfront YMCA for sponsoring our reception in the library this evening. And you're all invited to join us after the ceremony. And many thanks to our trustee and the WISE trustee also, Karen Schofield, for coordinating this partnership. Thank you, Karen. And if any of the representatives from the Y are here this evening, would you please stand? I know that some of you are already out, and it's Don White. Don White, thank you. And thank you for the scholarship this evening. I really appreciate it. I invite all of you to become members of the Cuyahoga Falls Schools Foundation and Alumni Association, and you can visit our website, and there's a QR code on the scorecard in your program. So you could go right to that QR code, it takes you right to join us. And it also shows you our whole website, and there's a lot of really great things on the website too. So we can only do those kind of things, like I said, if you become a member and if you are donors. That's the only way we can do what we do. And so now just a little choreography for the evening regarding photos that we want to capture because we know it's so important to everyone. We will be taking photos each time someone gets an award over here. We thank Christine Stewart, Community Relations Coordinator for the high school, for doing that. I'd also like to thank Lucas Frey, who's doing all of the audio-visual for us from the high school. Thank you, Lucas. Thank you so much. And so when anybody gets an award, whether it's a scholarship award, a teacher grant, the award recipient will come over here and get a picture by themselves and then one with their donor. So, and then we will make sure you get copies of those. So that's just a little choreography. At the end of the program, we're going to ask the students to come up, all of them, on the stage and get one picture with all of them. So families, you can take pictures then as well. And then you're all invited afterwards, like I said, to go into the library for a reception. I know that donors love meeting their scholarship recipients, and if they have family members here, that's a true joy for these people who have made a donation for a scholarship for a very important reason. It's sometimes for a loved one, it's sometimes for a field of study that was good to them, it's sometimes just because they like the Cuyahoga Falls High School, sometimes it's for a college that they went to, but it's important to them if they're here this evening. And some of them live out of state and can't make it, and some of them are no longer with us, but the ones that are able to be here tonight would love to meet you after you get your picture taken and we go into the library. So now I would like to turn over the program to Kathy Taylor Moffitt, our Vice President.